Well, sometimes I just figure that I'll make a little video as it's fresh in my head. Man, I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, it's getting worse and worse out there. Just stay away from women. Do not have children. I mean, oh my God, dude. It's just such a freaking buzzkill, dude. Like they just ruin your life, dude. They can go into court and just claim something. They can, you haven't talked to them in months, and they can just go in there because you want to lower your child support. Next thing you know, they got restraining, or they stalking. That's what it is, right? It's like I haven't talked to these people in months, and because I just didn't have the time to go to court over it, now all of a sudden, so now I got to open up the case and fight it again. But once it's on your record, it's on there for life, even if it's false like that. So they're gonna have to change the laws, man, because this is really getting out of hand. I mean, that's falsifying a police statement. You know what I mean? A police report is what that is. I mean, you can't be doing that stuff. I mean, the court should be able to read all the documents and see you haven't talked to somebody in a few months. This is ridiculous. And because I'm too busy to go waste my time, I'm trying to be successful instead of being a loser like her. I don't have time to go to court and fight for my rights. It's like the judge should have read that and seen that, hey, the guy hasn't talked to her in a couple months. Last time he did talk to her, he was just asking for his daughter's Social Security card, which by law she was supposed to give to me as a deduction. And all I said to her was, hey, I'll leave it up to the universe. Like, you made a bad choice there. It wasn't real good or anything. And, making demonic behavior like that and intentionally not complying, it's like, whatever, dude. That's not on me. If she's running around living like that, she's going to live a horrible life. I mean, that's just how life works, And so that's how I left it. And I said, all right, well, hey, my daughter can have that deduction. She can actually use that deduction instead of me getting it. So I lost a few $1,000 and didn't get be able to get that deducted on my taxes, but I filed them. And now she can, go to an accountant or whatever, and she can get the $1,400 a year, as a deduction, So, hey, that's cool. My daughter will get the money instead of me. Hey, whatever. Tammy decided not to comply, as usual. It's like, dude, this has been 8 years. I've been paying child support and divorced and all this. I haven't talked to him forever. And the one time I need something, by law, she's supposed to agree. What does she do? She runs and makes false statements. This is false. You can't be doing this stuff. It's like, yeah, you get on a record somewhere where I've been driving by your house, or I'm looking you up online, or anything. Nothing. There's absolutely zero proof. And any of the text messages that I made to her were months ago about something that legally she was supposed to agree to. This is defamation. This is abuse of the court system. And we're going to have to talk to the judge about this, because the judge should not have authorized that. Now it's on my record for life. So go ahead, you look it up, and it says that I was 2 stalking charges. One for my son, because I sent him a bad email because he wouldn't send me a copy of his diploma. He's 20 years old, and I'm still paying child support on him. And the only way I could get off of paying child support was to get a copy of his diploma. So then he wouldn't comply, and that was it. It's like, I drove by their house, saw him out front, asked him. The mom shuffled him in the house, and that's it. You can't get a restraining order for that. This is not a scary deal. Like, what is the problem, dude? The compliance is all I needed. It's just ridiculous, dude. Unbelievable, man. So anyways, the white trash continues. So anyways, but yeah, so if any of you see that on my record, well, there you go. Now you got the story. It's just, they're so white trash, dude. The whole thing was because they don't want me to lower my child support. So they were just trying to, just kind of skirt around it so that I wasn't able to lower my child support. That's how white trash and low budget they are, And they're still running my company that they stole from me. So they make money off me daily. They get child support from me. I dropped off a vehicle for my daughter, left it down at the park a couple of years ago. Barely get a thank you from my daughter. You know what I mean? It's just like, Oh my God, dude. I gave my son $1,000 for graduating high school a couple years ago. You'd think that he would just send me a copy of it's all he had to do. Send me a copy of his diploma, and then I could quit paying child support. But no, his mom has full control of him and shuffled him in the house. This is crazy. And then she goes to court and talks to the judge about this, and the judge doesn't even look it up to see that I hadn't talked to her in months. And when I did talk to her, I forgave her for being an idiot and for not complying and saying that the universe will straighten it out, which it will. You can't live like that. You can't just live in hatred and all this different stuff and have your life go good. That's just not how it works. That's why she's a loser. That's why she has so much hatred in her life. And everybody's like, come on. I mean, unbelievable, man. I haven't seen my kids in years. You know, it's like I'm supposed to, but no. And I've asked my family, I've asked everybody, like, hey man, you know, that sure would be nice if, you know, we could get compliance here, you know. The lawyer's like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring Tammy to her knees, you're gonna get custody, oh this, oh that. Not one thing happened, dude. She called the police every single day on me back in the day, and I just left town. I was like, whatever, dude, you're not gonna get anywhere with this idiot, you know. So anyways, but yeah, well, that's the story, guys. Do not just don't deal with these women, dude. I mean, unless they're more successful than you. You know, the days of scooping up some cute girl and giving her a place to live and giving her children and all that stuff is over, dude. Like, they just decimate it, and I'm blaming the court system. This is ridiculous. The court system should have said, well, he said if you don't like what you have to say, just block his email. That's what I told my son. And and this is what I get. Just they go into court, act all scared, and it's like, dude, this is ridiculous. The court system can't be doing this stuff. Come on.